Well then, said Valeria, I shall teach you here and now. It's not difficult once you have mastered the nuances. Tell me, how do unicorns teleport? What are the mechanics of the spell? Do you know them? Well, the white unicorn's not back to what Twilight tried to teach her. My friend Twilight Sparkle, you know about her already. So the unicorns teleport by picturing themselves in the place they want to go. They make a mental picture of the place. Then a picture of themselves being there. Then they channel their magic. It also relies on imagery, Floria said. Our teleportation spell is granted its sensation. She stepped closer, towering right over Rarity. To put ourselves in a different place. We deer don't think about what it looks like. We rather think about how it feels. We use our sense of touch to begin the spell. We imagine that the space around our new location would feel on our skin, coat, and hose. I see, Rarity said. You must feel, not see. Floria still won't smile. Starfield eyes blinked slowly. I believe you can do it. Your life has suited you for this style of teleporting. You make dresses, yes? I do, Rarity said proudly. The finest, most fashionable couture in all of Equestria. Hmm. That was an Elka's world just now, Floria commented. At any rate, you are familiar, not merely with the color of various fabrics, but with your texture, yes? Their feel and weight. Absolutely, Rarity said. Happiness sprang through her as it always did when she discussed her passion. A proper designer must always know her fabrics by feeling. One must be able to tell tweed and mohair from horsepack from linen, from cashmere with one's eyes closed. In Naples they have a saying, even a blind pony can dress well. I certainly think so. So, you know how to touch things and learn about them, Gloria said. You should be able to make mental notes of how things feel. That is the key to our style of teleportation. Walking around Rarity, she lowered her head and slowly spoke to her ear. Instead of trying to picture your destination's appearance, imagine how it feels. Imagine how it will feel when you are in it. What the ground under your hooves would be like. What the space will feel like around you. What the air on your skin will feel like. You can even try to imagine how it will sound. Instead of picturing yourself appearing in the new place, imagine what it would be like to already be there. Randy thought for a moment. It seemed straightforward enough. Could she do it? If it was as much like fabric feeling as Valeria suggested, she certainly could. And after that, I just channeled the magic through my horn. Through your horn, through your thoughts, Valeria said with a nod. We could try it right now. Rarity swallowed. Do you think I'm ready? It's not a very complicated spell, she said. All it really needs is practice. Start simply. Teleport to the other side of the lake. She nodded forward, across the silvery surface of the wire. I'll go there and mark your destination. Valeria teleported across the lake, standing almost in a straight line from Rarity on the other side. Teleport right next to me, she said, voice suddenly like it was still in Rarity's ear. Don't picture it. Feel it. Imagine the grass beneath your hooves. Imagine the still night air against your skin. Imagine the soft silence in your ears. Rarity slowly closed her eyes. She thought about the other side of the lake. She concentrated, but did not strain. Letting the impressions come to her gently. The other side would be grassy, but perhaps a bit shorter growing. The dirt would just be slightly damper because the Valeria's baptismal water had splashed. It would be a bit softer. The night air would be gentle against her skin. From high above, the soft golden light would whisper against her coat. The smell of the forest near there would be earthy and wild. Now, let your magic flow through your feelings. Rarity allowed her magic circuit to open, allowed power to flow through her into the world. From out of it, her body, she let her mind field of magic. Let her magic wash over her imaginings to the ocean and the beach. More magic flowed through her, concentrating her horn and radiating into space. Go. Rarity gave her magic the tiniest of pushes. The world was quiet, as if nothing had happened. Her spirits fell. At least this time there wasn't a messy explosion. Well done, Rarity, Gloria's voice said in her ear. And Rarity noticed the grass around her hooves didn't feel the same as it had moments ago. Her eyes snapped open. Floria was standing beside her. She looked across the lake, saw the very spot she had stood moments ago. She looked down. She was on the other side. A smile slowly crept over Rarity's face, stepping into the enormous of grins. She stamped her hose on the ground and glee. Woohoo! She cried, tipping for joy. I did it! I did it! That wasn't hard at all. She focused on the bank to her left. She imagined all sorts of feelings. The grass, the dirt, the light, the air, the sound. She kept her eyes open this time, so there was a skip in the world around her, like a twitch passing over her vision. Then she was looking at another section of the forest. She turned around to see Valeria standing on an angle on the far bank to her right. I did it! She looked across the lake. It was farther across the other side. She concentrated, focused on the restless sensations she imagined from the far bank. The channeled her magic. It didn't take much power at all. The world twitched around her once more. She was standing on the opposite side of the bank. She teleported back to Floria's side a moment later. Twilight would be so proud of me. Floria nodded. You should be proud of yourself. You achieved so much, Rarity. I've watched you. Rarity looked intently up at the golden hind. You were so unsure at the beginning, so hesitant at the start of your travels. I could not read your mind, so I could not see into your thoughts. But I knew that any creature who chose to enter willingly into such a perilous journey must be very brave, no matter what appears as so. You have proven me correct. Gloria paused. Her night sky eyes stared down at Rarity, and the white unicorn had the uncomfortable sensation she was being looked inside of, similar to what she had felt before. Hammerhoof, but far more intense, because she knew there was powerful magic scanning her. Rarity, Floria said. The liberty vanished from her voice. It is convenient you found me this night. I knew you would come. I saw it, before I even knew of you, before I even perceived you and your friends straying across Glidedale. I had a dream that you would come, that our paths Busines were fated to meet. Yet I hesitate. I know what I ought to do, ought to say, but you have taken so many burdens upon yourself already. What I would say to you this night would add another. I am reluctant to make you bear. Rarity was startled by this. Valeria had something to tell her, something that would burden her. Her mind immediately flew out to the others. Was it about them? Was it about Twilight Sparkle? Could it be something that could help her? She thought. Perhaps one of the others? The idea played out across her mind and stuck there. And as it did, her resolve hardened. Is it something that would help my friends? She asked. The Golden Hind did not answer immediately. Yes, she finally said. Them, and perhaps many other creatures. Then tell me, Rarity said, surprising herself with her lack of hesitation. If it is a burden that others won't have to bear, tell me. I do not know if I'll be able to bear it. I'm not sure at all, but I must try. You say this without knowing a thing about what I would tell you, Floria said. It doesn't matter, said the White Unicorn. Her deep blue eyes wavered. Well, it does matter. She held her head up proudly. But it shouldn't. I must strive for it not to matter. Tell me. Floria smiled. You are very strong and very brave, Rarity, she said. I should not have doubted you. What I said to you in the company of your friends was not the truth. Regarding what? Rarity asked. I do in fact know the gift bestowed by the element of generosity. Larry told her. I know it very well indeed. What is it? Rarity asked. It is a great and terrible gift, Gloria said slowly. I say this from very close experience. You have experience with the gift? Rarity asked. Gloria nodded slowly. A great deal. She watched Rarity stare at her for a moment. She knew it would come to the White Unicorn. Sure enough, a few seconds later, her deep blue eyes bulged. Gloria smiled sadly. Yes, the element of generosity grants those aligned with it long sight, like the red deer, like me. She closed her eyes. Congratulations, Rarity. May you not come to hate it. But, Rarity began, quite confused. What on earth does your sight beyond sight have to do with being generous? Wouldn't it make more sense if I had to give stuff? I don't know. Always be able to give things, no matter what. The truly generous are always able to give, even when they have no possessions or wealth, Gloria said. They give of their time, they give of their talents. They feel great love and see great need. They even give their own lives. You know this, Rarity. You have been giving to ponies and creatures in need since the days you had far less than you have now. You have never lacked for the gifts to give, and you never will. What the terrorists need is the ability to discern those who meet are in need, and what those are in need are. So the element of generosity gives them the ability to look for what other creatures need. They can see in hidden places and across great distances, to find creatures that need their help. They look into a creature's past and understand their experiences and the needs that arise from them. They can also look into a creature's future to see what needs that may someday have and prepare to meet them. Reggie's mind was racing. I'm not a seer. Twilight says. Twilight Sparkle does not know the full extent of the world's magic. Floria said firmly. I described my own sight to you, Rarity. How I see the choices and the circumstances that will befall a creature or an object. Your own sight is the same, I think it is. Moreover, you do have this gift, and you've seen it in your own life. How often do you perceive things that others miss? How often do you notice details that are not only less obvious, but nearly impossible to pick out by mere examination? Flurry inclined her head, a great antler simmering with magic. How often have you known what your fellow ponies in Ponyville need before they need it? Brady thought back across her memory. She had been giving the pony since he was a foal, but now, as he remembered, her gifts had not always been well received, at least not at the time. This is because she had a tendency, starting when she was young, to give gifts that, while potentially useful, were not immediately so. Her recipients, whether they were friends or strangers, would gladly accept these gifts, but would say, "Oh, Rarity, whenever shall I use this?" The answer would come days, weeks, months, or even years later, but it always come. And then those recipients would stop her in the street and even bang on her door, thanking her from the bottom of their hearts. Then there were her clothes. Her eyes widened further. She could always anticipate trends without fail. 1, 2, even 3, 4 seasons ahead. She was never wrong. Her loyal clients had learned to put their trust in her when she told them what they'd be wearing more than a year ahead. They never asked how she knew. She never questioned how she knew. She simply knew. And when she looked at the ponies, her mind would jump to where they had been, what they had been doing. She talked it up to her obsessive compulsive attention to detail. That was certainly part of it, but you begin to understand, don't you? Floria said. Your sight is not fully like mine. You do not have my ability to sense the truth of things. So your visions of the future may never be as accurate. Still, even to see what might be is a powerful gift. Powerful and terrible. But I can help other ponies, Rarity said. You just said so. I've been having dreams all this journey. And though they were nonsensical as dreams tend to be, there were always at least one element of them that made sense. There was a sense that wound up coming to pass days later. The stress of your journey has exercised your gift. This is the exercised Applejack's, Gloria said. Moreover, you too have been drinking in the Sherwood's ambient magic. Boosted your gift's power. But I can exercise it more, right? Rarity asked her. I can make it stronger. If you choose, Gloria said. As to how strong you get, who can say? That's another thing, Rarity. While in the past there have been creatures who were strongly aligned with one of the elements of harmony, you and your friends are something new. There were never born before bearers of the elements. Single creatures who fully embody each of the elements and receive their gifts to an immeasurable extent. I cannot say how powerful your gift of any of your friends could become. My sight on the matter is dubious. The choice is unclear. It may be that you will in time have sight as accurate as mine, or even more so. Our Starscape eyes widen to their full size. You may not even be able to see one true future of all things. If such a sight exists. Freddy's head was swimming. Could she be an even more powerful seer than Valeria? All her other friends had gifts from the elements of harmony. You mentioned the gift was tied up in his web, she said, collecting herself. What did you mean? Isn't that obvious? Gloria said. She spoke next, her voice was soft. You have the ability to look into the future of every creature you meet. You can see the pain they will suffer. You can see their whole life before them. You can see how they might die. And you know that one of the ways you will see will be accurate. You can watch cities grow and fade and die. You can see whole families spread from a young couple to wither into nothing. You can watch the forests and farmlands and even mountains grow old. You can even see your own future. Rarity's red grew with each word. Have you seen your future, my lady? I have, Gloria said. I know almost certainly how I'm going to die, and when it will be. When I first learned it, it was every bit as terrible as you can imagine. She turned to the right and began to walk around Rarity, eyeing her sidelong. Knowing the future forces many horrible choices upon you. You are presented with opportunities to act, and you must weigh their futures to see the result of each choice you make. She stopped walking, leveled a starscape eye at Rarity. For example, are you deciding now whether to now kill you and your friends? Rarity's brain puzzled up for a moment. She could only manage a very unladylike "what?" The stars grew in Floria's eyes, filling out the blackness until they see white. I have seen what results in your journey to the Arkback Mountains. I have seen the dark thing you will unleash. You will set in motion a chain of events that will destroy the Summerwood. A chain of events that will threaten millions of lives across the world. Light powder swirled around her as overhead turned white and began to flash in strobes. The flickering, Rarity could see the branches of the trees begin to stretch out like horrible, gnarled arms reaching for her. With a shriek, she jumped back, tipping over her back legs and falling on her rump. Gloria's voice was a powerful ringing that filled the whole air. For the good of those millions, for the safety of the whole world, I should annihilate you all right now. I could do it too. It would be as nothing. Not even Rainbow Dash with her lightning could stand against me, son of Celestia, and I will force the battle magic! Even as the grass was reaching up to claw at Rarity, she shrieked, Please! She pleaded, We don't mean any harm. We just want to save Twilight. But Rarity's heart-shut eye craned open. Gloria's terrible face, aflame with power, began to grow dimmer. The strumming lights grew fainter and more regular. Tree limbs raw. But Gloria's antlers lost their swirling white magic. Her eyes dimmed. Blinding light in them shrinking back into the tiny stars floating in the blackness. The lights overhead resumed their golden hue, and the tree branches pulled back into the resolute paths. But if I stop you here, if I halt your journey now, I know for a fact Twilight Sparkle will die. And the millions of threatened lives I see are just that, threatened. I have yet to see any creature die as a result of your actions, though at least one will. She lowered her head. She looked very sad, for all her years, very young and unsure. You see, Rarity, I must weigh the possible deaths of millions against the certain death of one. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, and the potential against the actual. This is what comes of seeing what may be. Very cheekily got to the host. My lady, she began, sounding as unsteady as he felt. I just realized that one of my main problems with Civil War II and that whole entire future thing is that the themes and the moral contrary that exists there is not something that can be decided upon by a fist! Duncan, I always hate that idea. She began, sounding as unsteady as he felt. She stopped. She paused. What could I say? She bit her lip. How could I say there's no such thing as destiny? I have a kitty mark, after all. That was it. My Lady Valeria, she began, her voice growing more stable. I'm not going to tell you that what you may see may not come to pass. I believe there is a way things must go. It comes of being a pony of growing up, finding a talent and getting a cutie mark that reflects it. There are things that are meant to be. Valeria looked at her intently. Rarity began to smile. Small at first. I recognize that, and I accept it. If I choose to exercise the gift of the element of generosity it gave me, I shall see it all firsthand. So how can I go on living? How can I move in the world, knowing all my actions are preordained? The smile grew broader. I have faith, my lady. I have faith in the goodness of things. I have faith that there is more in the world than evil and darkness. I have faith that Princess Celestia and Luna and all the other gods, including you, Madam Powerful Celestia, follow a plan that needs the good, not evil. Now, from what you said, it may be that even gods and those with godlike power need faith. So have faith, my lady. You can see the future, and I know it could be all it is. Have faith that the good you see will prevail. And if you need a thing to have faith in, Rarity nodded her head, why have faith in me. Have faith in me, Rarity the Unicorn. Have faith in my friends, Rainbow Dash, Applejack, Twilight Sparkle, Pinkie Pie, and Fluttershy. If the elements of harmony came to us, surely we are meant to work good in the world. So have faith that we can. Whatever ill befalls us, whatever harm crosses our path, we shall meet it. We shall send for friendship and goodness with whatever meager power we have, and we shall not fail. In this I have faith. If you can have faith in that as well, do it as a scout. The cue mark gleamed. I know you let us go. I see it. Gloria stepped closer to her. There was something of a feral dealer in her, wary and frightened. She stopped with her face, inches from Rarity's. The white unicorn looked up at her, and for once completely unafraid. Then Floria looked her on her right cheek, looked her on her left, and she kissed her forehead. I shall have faith in you, Rarity, she said. You prove to me that my sight is not perfect, however keen it is. Because so often I have no idea what I'm looking for. She smiled. I shall let you go. Thank you, my lady, Rarity said, bowing low. No, Rarity, she replied. Thank you. You will be a great and wise seer. Indeed, you already are. Antlers shimmered, and a thick brown violet leather flared in the air. I wrote this book a century ago. It contains my own thoughts and experiences regarding the gift of long sight. I wrote it because I saw in the future that I should write it. It was puzzling me at the time. The red deer are all but extinct, and I could not think of who else would make use of it. Now that I see, I wrote it for you. It even bears your cutie mark. Sure enough, there are 3 rhombus-cut crystals set into the book's front cover. Take it. Read it. Draw what wisdom you can from it. Do not let it displace what you have already in your heart, though. Rarity used her own magic to take hold of the book. I will certainly do that, my lady. She nodded her head. Now, you don't mind. I should like to return to sleep. Of course, Rarity, Florrie said. Pleasant dreams, and thank you again. You have given me much to think about. That rarely happens. On a nice work, I suppose, Dwight Unicorn said. Good night, my lady. She was about to turn and go, but recalled her new skill. It seemed like ages had passed since he had mastered it. She imagined the barefoot under a hose, the still, shadowy air around the bower, imagined the way the wind curled around the great hanging crystal. In a flicker, she was standing in front of the bower, drawing back the curtain as silently as she could. She crawled up into a cozy place. She opened her magic. She opened one of her saw bags and slid Valeria's book inside it. Then she squirmed over to her futon, easing herself back into it, careful not to sprawl amongst the sheets. She cooed gently as she was perfectly in place. Trying not to cover her chin, she closely her eyes. Her breathing grew slow and even. Do you see now? The great white horse said, sitting across the candlelit table. Her barefoot wings occasionally glinted in the dim light. Her coat sparkled and a longhorn twinkled. I do see, yes, Rarity said, taking a sip of her wine. You're the element of generosity. Or rather, you're me, for you embody the element of generosity. That's right, Generosity said. I am you, if you were as generous as you could be. Sounded like an enormous amount of work, Rarity admitted. I don't know if I could ever live up to being pure generosity in the flesh. It would be a great deal of luck, Generosity agreed. It's quite pitiful you'll never achieve a perfect embodiment of generosity. Yet you should strive for it. I want to strive for it, Rarity said. I want it in a way that I've never wanted anything else. Wait, that's not quite true. Well, the same way I want to be closer to my friends. I suppose that's natural, since they're the other elements. We're meant to be together. Do they have embodiments like you with them as well? Most likely, the butterfly unicorn said. I can't speak for them, of course, since all I know is you. Verity paused, sipping her wine again. Well, I venture to look at you, because I must say, she praised her heavily, mate, you're simply marvelous. You may, Generosity said. You may simply look like a gracious, beautiful old unicorn one day. You may look like something else entirely. I can't say if you'll even be a pony by the time you're done. We've come this far, but even for you, the look isn't so terribly important. It's what you do. And now I've taken a step towards doing it, White Unicorn said. This gift you've given of me, of sight, is the point. This gift is just a gift, it's a responsibility. It's meant to make me become Jarasi more perfectly. That's it exactly, Jarasi said. And you know, I think you're the first to get it. The first of your friends, I mean. That means you're going to have to help them. I am Jarasi, am I not? Rarity said. I must give whatever is needed, without hesitation. Jarasi smiled. You're going to do it then. Do you think you can? I don't think, Rarity said. She now looked exactly like Jarasi. I have faith. In her sleep, Rarity smiled.